Hi everyone, it's Jan. It's Sunday afternoon in KL. It's a beautiful day outside, and having had the chance to enjoy myself a bit this weekend, just relax, be by the pool, enjoy the weekend, I thought I would make another video. And the video today I want to talk about is potential, because I think, as we go into this Industry 4.0 reality, we talk so much about technology and money and business and politics, but we very rarely talk about ourselves and what is this new human being who's entering into Industry 4.0, especially led by this concept of Gen Y. But I think really, what I've experienced and seen a lot is this constant talk about realizing your potential, right? There's this sort of iconic buzz phrase, be your best, right? Be your best self. Realize your potential. We're constantly urged and exhorted, and I've done that myself, to realize our potential. And I'm getting to a point in my life now, I'm 33, where is that what I want to keep doing? Keep realizing potential, and to what end? And let me share with you why I've been thinking that, because I think that what I've been realizing is the chase for potential, what drives that, and I think a lot of it is from fear of not being worthy, fear of not being good enough. So the reason you're always chasing your potential is because you're always afraid that you are never good enough as who you are right now. I'm not saying that applies to everyone, but I certainly realize that applies to myself. And I think, particularly from my experience for many men out there, that finding that ability to say I am worthy is difficult. And to really mean it, you're like, yeah, I'm good, but that deep emotional conscious grounding in yourself is something that I think I still need to work on a lot. So that's what I wanted to talk about, because I think as we go into Industry 4.0, there's a danger that, as we live in an exponential world, we can get trapped in never being happy, because there's always something more we could do. There's more potential to be realized, right? There's always more potential to be realized. There's always something more, and it's just exhausting after a while. And then you get the FOMO that you're not realizing your potential as fast as everyone else, or maybe you missed the perfect moment to realize your potential, and now forever you'll be trapped by that foolish decision that you never made. All this anxiety and stress is actually enormous, I think. I think it's enormous how much pressure we place on ourselves to realize our potential. And then, to what end? Right? Why are we just growing for growth's sake? Well, what's interesting in nature is the only thing that grows without limit is cancer. Right? All life is achieved through bounded growth. What that means is, the tree grows to a size and then maintains essentially that size. It builds its complexity, but the size is maintained. It's grown enough, in a sense. And so, the reason why cancer is so dangerous is because it doesn't have any limits. It just grows and grows and grows and grows and grows, and then destroys, the being that it is hosted in. And so, that is something that the Chinese sage Sun Tzu, not Sun Tzu, Sun Tzu talked about. He talked about this idea that humans are born evil, and what he meant by that is, on our natural state, we will always want more. And man civilizes himself or herself by learning to say, this is enough, I am enough. I don't need more money, I don't need more power, I don't need more of anything. I'm content, I'm at peace. And so that's how he said that man civilized. And I've always thought that was a really important point, because it frees us from the tyranny of feeling unworthy. And then if I think about one of my great heroes, Alexander the Great, didn't know him personally, but the guy conquered the known world from Macedon to essentially India and died. And he died from a disease, but he probably would have avoided that disease if he hadn't always been fighting to grow his empire. And what was interesting was that people were saying, Alex, you've got enough. Why do you need to keep conquering even more random places, even further away from home? And so I think there's a really important lesson there, that if you keep chasing endless potential, you end up destroying yourself. I think that's the insight that I've had, is that if you keep chasing that potential, you will destroy yourself and those around you, because you never find yourself, because you don't realize that you are your own point, basically. The reason why you're trying to grow the potential, so you can become who you want to be. But at some point, you have to shift from saying, I need to be more, to saying, I am enough. And that's very hard to do, as I can tell you from personal experience. So what have I been thinking about, how we can address this? I think it's basically moving from realizing your potential to purposeful presence. So what that means is, instead of saying I can be more and do more, that's always true. I'm not saying that's not true, but it's about the prioritization. Maybe what I should be prioritizing is my purposeful presence right now, being who I am now, as fully as I can be, as present as who I want to be, as consciously, intentionally, to express my truth as I am now, and to not worry about constantly chasing some new potential. Because then that's the difference kind of between growth and development, right? Growth is for me about growing in size, but not necessarily, doesn't mean you've necessarily become richer in what you have. The idea would be, just because you have more friends doesn't mean you have better friendships, right? So you can have a trade-off between getting more friends or investing your time into building deeper relationships. So that's that growth versus development trade-off. And so basically what I'm thinking out loud is, maybe we need to consciously recalibrate ourselves away from always chasing more in terms of growth, in terms of more friends, or being more, and actually say, let's develop what we are now. Let's enjoy that. Let's release ourselves from the anxiety and fears of never being enough, and acknowledge that we're worthy. Because then what happens is the universe is no longer your enemy, it's your friend, right? It's not an adversary that you're trying to conquer to become more. It's a friend, your dancing partner, who you feel present with. And that is its own reward and worthiness. So that's my thought for you this Sunday afternoon. Perhaps we could summarize it with a question of, are you chasing potential or being purposely present? And why are you making that choice? I think it's the intentionality. I'm not saying one or the other is bad. I think what's dangerous is the mindlessness of it. If you're only ever chasing potential and you never acknowledge that you are worthy and good enough, if you don't take the time to have presence for yourself, then I think it becomes dangerous. So it's this dance, it's this rhythm between the two. Have a great Sunday. Bye.